Bonsoir, guys. It is now time for going deeper with Vocabulaire 14. Very excited for you. Okay, so what's happening here is very few vocab. Very few. Because I know a lot of the vocabulary is self-explanatory. I basically want to do these still because I want to make sure that any questions people have asked me, um, any vocabulary words that I tend to get the most questions on, I want to make sure that I cover them, even though at this point, it's much easier for you guys because of the videos that are teaching you how to dissect each vocabulary word, but I still get questions on the ones I'm going over with you. The very first one is basically check. So some people in English, there are two checks. There's I have a check, like a checkbook, and go check on something for me. So I want to make sure you don't confuse those. So in Creole, check is like a check in a checkbook. But if you're going to check on something, it's cheque. T-C-H-E-K-E. Cheque. T-C-H-E-K-E. So the first one is check. The second one has a T in the front. Cheque. Cheque. Okay? So if I want to say, give me a check, répétez, bum yon chèque. Bum yon chèque. If I want to say, go ahead and check, I'll check in. No just means, yeah, go ahead and do it. Répétez, I'll check in. So those are the difference. Gentil, it means, if you look at the word, if you listen to it, gentle, it does mean gentle, but I'm going to teach you how to use it in that way. It means kind. So as an adjective, kind, you would say, she's kind. Li gentil. Répétez, li gentil. But if you want to say, be kind, as in be gentle with the baby, be kind with the baby, fait has to go in front of it. Because fait is the verb, and you pair it with that descriptor, kind, gentle, and it makes it a complete verb. Fais gentil, do gentle, make kind with the baby. Répétez, fais gentil ak bébé. Fais gentil ak bébé. Okay, there's some of the weather vocabulary I want to go over just to give you some bonus stuff. For example, if you want to say, that's cold, there's two kinds of that's cold. Like if I have a glass of water and I'm saying that's cold, I'm not telling you that the glass of water feels cold. Fait fret. The weather can feel cold. I can feel cold. But an item can't feel anything, right? So if I want to say that I'm cold, I would say moins fret. I'm cold. Répétez, moins fret. If I want to say that it feels cold, the weather feels cold, ça fait fret. But if I want to say, I want a glass of cold water, not that I want a glass of water that's feeling cold. I want a glass of water that the water is cold. It's not feeling cold, it is cold. I would say, moi envie d'eau glacée. I want water that's icy, that's cold. Moi envie d'eau glacée. Envie, I've given this to you before, is to envy, to desire, in a good way and in a bad way. But in this sense, A-N-V-I, envie means I desire, moi v'lais. Or you can say, I want to drink cold water. Moi v'lais boire l'eau glacée. We do not say l'eau frette because that means the water feels cold, right? We want to drink water that is cold. So chaud, hot. Lots of words there to help you with. If you want to say, I'm hot, moins chaud. Répétez, moins chaud. Remember to répéter whenever I pause. But if I want to say that it's feeling hot outside, I could say outside, which I would say the outside too. Dehors, the outside, the place. Dehors, fait chaud. But what if I want to say the noun hot? Heat, right? Which is chalet. Chal, accented E. Chalet is heat. You will sometimes hear a Haitian who's hot just say, whew, chalet. Don't forget to repeat it. Chalet is just the noun, like heat, but it's not the verb heat. What if I want you to heat the food for me? Chauffer, Chofe, not to be confused with chauffeur. Chof, accented E is driver. Chof, no accent on the E is to heat. It's the action. Chalet is the noun. Heat. Oof. Chauffer is the verb. Heat the food for me. Chauffer manger pour moi. Okay, there's one more I want to go over with you, and that is using rain. I know I have fait la pluie a tombé. So if I want to say, it already rained, I would say it already did rain. Li getan fait la pluie. Li getan fait la pluie. But if I'm wanting to say to you that rain came already, not it rained already, rain fell already. You wouldn't say it in English, but we do in Creole. We would say, la pluie tombait déjà. Like, I thought it was going to rain. Oh, it rained already. La pluie tombait déjà. We would not say la pluie déjà. It verbed already because la pluie is a noun. We would say rain fell already. La pluie tombait déjà. These are a lot of what I'm giving to you. This is going deeper with Vocabulaire 14, but to be honest, it's bordering on the cultural tips. So I am combining the cultural tips with this also. I want you to understand that. So if you're looking for a cultural tip in Leçon 14, I'm basically going to combine that right now because I want to make sure that you're remembering that a lot of the vocab you have right now is pretty simple, but there are some cultural things that you need to learn. And with this particular lesson with the weather, I really wanted to make sure, and like temps, I'm going to go into that in a minute. I want to make sure that you get it. For example, hiver, printemps, automne. We do not observe seasons. Why? Because it is always warm in Haiti. We would say dry season, wet season. Like we don't even call it a name. We wouldn't say la pluie season, water season. We would say temps sèche, times that are dry. But we won't say all of this winter, spring, summer, fall, not Haitians who reside in Haiti. Okay, so it's important to know that culturally. But we do talk about the time, temps. Temps is singular time. Fois is multiple times. It's that X. FWA. Fois. If I want to say I saw her a lot of times, mwen weli en pile fois. Times. But if I were to say, during this seasonal time, na temps ça. So that's the difference with those. It is important to know that because in English you just say time, right? In Creole, we have a seasonal time and we have the multiple time. Like this time, how many times? That's fois. That's FWA. That's completely different. There is also something having to do with that. People always say, what are your hobbies? How do I ask a Haitian what their hobbies are? A Haitian living in Haiti isn't really someone you would say has hobbies, okay? A Haitian living in Haiti is working. A Haitian mom is hitting those streets selling her wares, her food, her fruits, her vegetables, her bagay can't kai, house things. So we use the old European term pastimes. What do you do for your pastimes? What are your pastime things to do? So we would basically say, qui jan ou passe temps? How do you pass your time? So you can say that, or you can come right out and ask someone, qui ça ou fait pour passer temps? What do you do to pass the time? That's the closest thing we would have to hobby. The little kids will tell you, jouer football. The young men would say, jouer football. A lot of the women, cooking takes hours in Haiti. Doing the laundry by the rivière, the river, it takes a long time. In fact, I have a book that I wrote. It is a storybook, and it is about the love that a mother has for her daughter and the things that they do together. And that is how they pass the time. They're not sitting down watching a movie. They're not sitting down playing Xbox. They are passing the time. Their hobby together is cooking together, doing the laundry together, sharing their inmost thoughts as they are braiding and doing each other's hairs. And this book, you should look into it. It's on Amazon. C'est pour moi ouye. You can look up my name or just type C'est pour moi ouye. It's written in Creole and English format. So it's in both formats. Will help you to understand the cultural aspect of hobbies and spending the time together. So another vocabulary word was faire maquette. When I married my husband and I would have to go do the groceries, I would tell him, oh, I'm going to do the market. And he would say, do the market? And I'm saying, I'm going to go buy food. And he'd say, oh, you're going to do the groceries. And I'd be thinking, do the groceries? That didn't make sense to me. That's in Creole. We would say, I'm going to do the market, as in I'm going to do the market things, which is go to the marché, stop by someone who sells oil, take care of the market things. Because we go to the marché where we're not just buying food, we're buying supplies also. So we see it quite differently because in America, they finally combined pharmaceuticals with food, with produce, and with boxed items. And in our culture, the marché has all of that. And so we're going to do the market. We're going to do the market thing. So in English, if you want to say, I'm going to buy groceries, remember in Creole, you're going to say, I'm going to fait market. I'm going to do the market. That's basically what we're saying. There's a vocabulary word, fay, which means leaves, as in tree leaves. But I want you to understand culturally, fay for us, many of them are medicinal. So that means that we might use mint leaves if someone has a headache because it cools that, the face, it cools the head. It helps the person to feel less pressure. So we have leaves. We will even boil the skin of garlic to help with stomach issues. Like some mint tea would be good for me for the videos because I'm constantly talking. You can hear my voice trying to go in and out. So fay, sometimes when someone says, mwen bouilli fay, bouilli, B-O-U-Y-I, bouilli fay. So you're like, boiling leaves? Why are you boiling leaves? Well, it's tea. That's what tea is. In our culture, we do that a lot. Another word is class, because in English, it's different from culturally. In Haitian culture. You could say, I'm taking a class on something. We don't say that. For us, class is your grade, your class, which is like the people you're with in a classroom. Not class more in my class. Now, if someone wants to know what grade you are in, they will ask you, qui année wap fait? What year are you doing? But what about your class? You and the students all together in the room. That's class. But what about class as in what class are you taking in college? That's a course. K-O-U. Coup. So I'm taking a coup in college. I'm in the room with my class. I am doing this year. Année, fait, année. That's how you would say grade. We don't say grade. We don't say grade for grade. Now, crayon, I know a lot of you saw crayon and thought, why doesn't that mean crayon? It actually does. It means pencil and crayon. We didn't used to have crayons to draw, so we didn't have a word for it. We used the French word for pencil, which was crayon. So now we also use crayon for actually coloring something. I want to teach you a word, M-E-C-H-A-N, méchant, because you learned the word mal, which means wrong, like to do wrong. Méchant, mean, even means evil. So M-E-C-H-A-N, mal, oh, ça lui fait à mal. What she did is wrong. Not correct, but wrong. Character-wise, wrong. But ça lui fait à méchant. What she did is mean, evil, cruel. So méchant would be all of those things, okay? And I want to give you one more cultural tip. In English, someone can say, this is a sensitivity issue for Haitians who live in Haiti. I hate pizza. In Creole, we don't use hate lightly. We don't just say rai like that. We don't say we rai someone and it's like a little kid saying, I hate my mom, and they're just mad and silly. We don't do that. It's very heavy, the word rai. So when someone says rai, it's deeply meant. Okay, so don't use that lightly. Don't say, I hate peanut butter. In fact, you rarely hear it used, which means rarely use it. Okay, all right. So that's the going deeper vocabulary and cultural tips that I want you to have. Go ahead, download this video, like it, keep watching this just so you make sure you have it. Some of you may feel like, oh, these were so self-explanatory. This was a waste of time. Some of you may not, at least the sentences and phrases can help you to practice. So go ahead. The very next thing will obviously be your story to practice the language, the vocabulary you have learned thus far. Au revoir.